Now for the multiply and divide, we're going to do the same idea, guys. First, all the time condition and denominator not equal to 0, then we factorize and simplify. The same steps. First one condition, then we do factorize and then we simplify, but here we're going to simplify and then multiply. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to do a multiply. I'm doing the multiplication times. So I'll give you an example. One example for this one, example for the other one. I'm going to give it a little bit hard. 3x minus 3x squared over, let's say, x2 plus 4x minus 5 times, I have multiply, x squared plus x minus 20 over 3x. I look first at the denominator. How many denominators I have? I have 2 denominators. So the first one, I do denominator not equal to 0. I look at the first denominator. So x squared plus 4x minus 5 not equal to 0. To be able to solve it not equal, it should be factorized. So I need to factorize it. I cannot solve it like this not equal to 0. It should be product of factors. So S and P. P is minus 5 and S is 4. Which two numbers gives me product minus 5 and S4? So it's minus 1 times 5. Okay, and here it's the sum because minus 1 plus 5 gives me 4. So I can factorize it by doing x minus 1 and x plus 5 not equal to 0. So it gives me x not equal to 1, this one not equal to 0, and the other one not equal to 0. So the two values are not accepted. X not equal to 1, and the second one will give me x plus 5 not equal to 0, yani x not equal to minus 5. This is for the first denominator. For my second denominator, this is denominator 1. I can write here. Now here, I will do it here because it's easy. Denominator 2 not equal to 0. So it's a 3x not equal to 0. It gives me, I don't need to factor, already it's 1. So x not equal to 0 over 3. Yani x not equal to 0. I'm done with the condition. Second step, I go to factorize. I still have to factorize this one and this one to be able to simplify. So I will go back. This one already I factorized, so I write it as it is. So I have it here. I will rewrite it again here. So my expression now is like this. I didn't touch to the numerators yet. 3x minus 3x squared over, already I factorize it. So it's x minus 1 times x plus 5. Okay. I have here times. I still have here x squared plus x minus 20 over 3x, yani 3 times x, so it's already factorized. So I know I still need to factorize those two. I will factorize first 3x minus 3x squared. As usual, how many terms we have? We have 2 terms. Can I see a visible factor? Yes, it's a 3x. So here it's a 3x times 1. Here it's a 3x minus 1. So the 3x is the times x. So 3x factor, I still have from the first one, 1 minus x. That's it. Now I go to my other expression, x squared plus x minus 20. Also, I can factorize it, x squared plus x minus 20. I will take my, I want to factorize it. Let's see. S and P. So I have P is minus 20 and S is 1. Which two numbers, if I multiply minus 20, I add 1, it's minus, what I have, minus 5 times 4. No, it will give minus 1, so it's plus 4 times minus 5, you see? So if I add them, 4 plus minus 5 plus minus 4, it's 1. So that's it. So I can factorize it by doing x plus 5, and I have here x minus 4. I have it now factorized. I will replace them. So I'm going to replace the numerator by 3x, 1 minus x, and the other one by this one. So where am I now? So now I'm here. I'm replacing by all the factorized form. So I have 3x times 1 minus x. Okay, I can put it all in one times because it's multiplication times x plus 5 times. So there is all times here, so I can simplify them. X minus 4 over, now I can simplify, I'm safe, x minus 1 and times, I have x plus 5 and times the 3x, because here you look at the denominator. I have this one times 3 times x, and this one it's 3x times 1 minus x, and this one it's x plus 5 times x minus 4. So I wrote it all. Now I start to simplify. Look at this one. X plus 5 is 1. 3x is 1. So now I have here, there is one more simplify thing. X minus 4 over x minus 1. If you noticed here, miss, those are the same, but they are opposite. 1 minus x and x minus 1. So here I can factorize by minus 1. So this one I can write it like this. It's the same as if I put minus 1 factor of x minus 1. Look at it. If you develop minus 1 times x, it's minus x. Minus 1 times minus 1, so it's 1. And now I can simplify this and this. So I will have minus x minus 4. So what is my final answer? Let's see, all this work, I got minus x plus 4. So for all this work, I got the answer minus x plus 4. This is the multiplication. Now the divide is the same, but the first step, I need to change the divide to multiplication. And when you are dividing, you change the divide to multiply, and then you do all the same things. I do the condition, I factorize, and then I simplify. So I will do a factorize 1, divide 1, it was this one, A, B now. It's easy, B, divide. So part B here in the same, so B, now I'm doing the division. So the same idea, exactly the same idea. But first you multiply by the inverse and so it becomes multiplication. And if the divide is exactly the same, then what was, I need to do one extra step in the beginning. So when I'm dividing, I change it to multiply and then I do the same like multiply. I will do it. So as we are doing revision for the multiply command, I have 6x squared plus x minus 15 over 4x squared. I have a divide by 3x squared plus 5x. First step here, I change the divide to multiply by the inverse. So it becomes 6x squared plus x minus 15 over 4x squared times the inverse. Here it's over 1, yani times 1 over 3x squared plus 5x. Again, I go back to my multiplication. Denominator not equal to the first thing, denominator not equal to 0. I have the first one, it's easy. 4x squared not equal to 0. It will give me x not equal to 0. It will give me x squared not equal to 0 over 4, x squared not equal to 0, yani x is not equal to 0. Now the second one, 3x squared plus 5x not equal to 0. I need to factorize it to be able to solve it not equal to 0. I have two terms, 3x squared and 5x. Visible factor is x, just x. So x factor, I still have 3x from the first one plus 5. And then when I want to solve it not equal to 0, each one is not equal to 0. It means x not equal to 0 and 3x plus 5 not equal to 0. So it gives me x not equal to minus 5 over 3. I'm done now with the condition. Now I go to factorize. Still have to factorize this one. Already 4x squared is factorized. This one already I factorized it here, so I just need to factorize 6x squared plus x minus 15. So now we're going to review the S and P here when a is not equal to 1. So I'm reviewing this one. That's why I told you it's very important to know those things. So I will go back here. Now I will factorize 6x squared plus x minus 15, and I will write it all in the end. So here I have P is what? It's 6 times minus 15, and S is 1. So 6 times minus 15, it gives me minus 90. So which two numbers, if I multiply them, it will give me minus 90, and if I add them, it gives me 1. We need to think about it. So the numbers should be near, yani, after each other. So if I do, for example, let's say, if I set 90 divided by 5, let's see what I will have. 18, no. let's say 90 divided by 9, 10. So it's 10 and 9. So if I do minus 9 times 10, so it's minus 90. And if you add minus 9 plus 10, it's 1. So that's it. So now I need to decompose plus x. So I'm going back to the grouping. 6x squared. I need to make it minus 9x plus 10x minus 15. Now I'm factorizing by grouping. What is the visible factor between those two? I have it 3x. Now this one it's 3 times 2x times x, and this one is minus 3 times 3x. So the 3x is the visible factor. 3x factor, I still have 2x minus 3. Here my visible factor is 5, so plus 5 factor of 2x minus 3. I can see it easily. So the common factor is 2x minus 3, and I still have the 3x plus 5. I'm done with factorizing everything. Now I just replace. So 6x plus x minus 15, I will replace it by 2x minus 3 times 3x plus 5. I had it over, let's go back to check it, 4x squared, so I put 4x squared. I had here times 1, there's nothing else, over, and this one also we factorize it. It was x times 3x plus 5. That's it. And then I can simplify it. I just have those two that I can simplify. So what I still have in my numerator, I just have 2x minus 3 over, I can multiply those, 4x squared times x, 4x cubed, and this is my final answer. That's it. So all the time when I'm working with the fractional expressions, first thing, without touching to it, conditioned for the denominator not equal to 0. To be able to do it, sometimes we need to factorize it to make it not equal to 0. Then I factorize the numerator and the denominator to simplify it. Now, if I'm multiplying or dividing, come in, a condition first, denominator not equal to 0. And then I did it here, not denominator not equal to 0. And then we factorize everything to have it all factorized form. If everything is factorized like here, I can simplify and get the final answer. When I'm dividing, just the first step, what I do, I switch the divide, multiply by the inverse, then I do the same. I'm back to the multiplication. Denominator not equal to 0. I find the condition, and then after I factorize everything that I have in the expression to have it all factorized to be able to simplify. Sure, we will do more and more and more application in the lesson, but that's it. This is our lesson 8.4. 8.5, it's easy. We are adding and subtracting, but the same idea. I need to do the condition, simplify if it's possible, but then we add and subtract. It's very easy.